Kenneth Branagh is back for the third time as Detective Poirot, and he's back in the director's chair as well as the Agatha Christie adaptations continue. Let's talk about A Haunting in Venice. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, A Haunting in Venice. This is playing in theaters right now, and it is the third installment of the Detective Poirot series that Kenneth Branagh has brought to the big screen now many times over. This one, I don't believe, has ever been made into a feature film before. It was made into a TV special as this part of this series that I guess the BBC did years ago. But in terms of feature film, I think this is the first time that this story has been brought in that regard. It is not, though, based on a novel of the same name of Agatha Christie's. The first two, Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express, before that, those came directly from the title and everything. This one comes from a book called Halloween Party. And so not only the name has changed, but the locale as well. Halloween Party took place in England, and this one moves, obviously, as the title would indicate, to Venice. So we will talk about all of this here in just a second, but first let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and I try to post something new just about every day. So lots to check out here. Please consider subscribing or hit that notification bell even, and get all the alerts for when I drop new videos. Or if you don't want to do that, or if you're already a subscriber, just like this video. That helps out the channel as well. All right, so this is, like I said, the third installment. I thought the second one waned a bit from the quality of the first. Death on the Nile was the second one, and we got that just about a year and a half ago. It was, shuffled around because of COVID and the theater shutdowns. And that first one was, I believe, 2017. So it was a big gap between the first and the second one. And in the meantime, Branagh was making this great movie called Belfast, which I recommend. It was nominated for, a ton of Oscars. So he was focused on that for a bit, I'm sure. But eventually Death on the Nile did come out. I thought it was a bit lackluster. I gave it a C+. But one of the things that I think those first two movies had, and what maybe they're even known for, other than, okay, they're Agatha Christie redos and they're, great mysteries, but the A-list star-studded cast. Both the first two movies had that. This one, not quite so much. There's certainly a few names and faces that you will know, but I think on the A-list level of those first couple films, perhaps not. Branagh, like I mentioned, returns as Hercule Poirot. He comes out of retirement to, solve this mystery that his friend, a novelist, played by Tina Fey. Of course, that's obviously a name that you will recognize and a face as well. And she brings him to this Halloween party in which Joyce Reynolds, a psychic medium played by Michelle Yeoh, somebody else that you will know, of course. And there's many, many other people here at this party, and they are trying to solve a murder, and then a murder happens at the party. So then, Poirot's trying to kind of put a couple of pieces together. There's several murders in this movie. So some of the other people that you may recognize, Jamie Dornan, he's been in, many things, obviously. But, a household name, I don't know. Jude Hill, the little kid from Belfast, who was so excellent in that movie. He's here as well, so I love that Branagh is continuing that relationship as director of Belfast. But a lot of these other people, I really just, are kind of unfamiliar with. Kyle Allen, who was in West Side Story. Okay, I saw him in that, but certainly far from a household name. Kelly Riley, who is on Yellowstone, which I've never seen. I know it's like the most popular show right now, but I've never watched that. So, fans of that show will certainly know her. I honestly didn't really recognize her, though, from anything else. So, as opposed to, the star-studded affairs of the first two movies, this one, a little more subtle in that regard, and maybe that makes for a more compelling watch, because you're not so focused on, there's that person, and she's, married to him in this movie and whatever. I don't know. I mean, that didn't necessarily distract me from the other two. I thought they were really fun whodunits either way. But no, the biggest stumbling block I would say for this one, and I do think it's about on par with the first one. It's a positive grade for sure. I think it's, a little bit of a return to form after it dipped for Death on the Nile. So this is not, a negative grade. But I will say, I think the murder in this, or the mystery in this, is probably the least compelling of all three, and perhaps that's why there are multiple things going on here. That, okay, one could say, well, they're sort of churning the pot a little bit and making it more enticing because, oh, now we're solving several crimes. But is that because the initial murder is not exciting enough? I don't know. I certainly was never bored with it, and I like the mystery in this one a lot. And look, I kind of knew what was going on in Murder on the Orient Express before I saw the movie. It's got a very famous ending. I won't say it here, but but I still like the way everything played out and all of that. Death on the Nile I was less familiar with, so that was a complete surprise for the most part. But my other sort of negative, and I hate to say it because I really love this person so much, but I think Tina Fey might have been a little bit miscast in this. Yes, there's some subtle humor here and there in these movies, and Branagh certainly plays Poirot as, very straight-laced and stuff, but he does get some kind of dry lines out that are funny. But Faye's character, who is part of the book series of the Hercule Poirot novels, and she is in Halloween Party. I'm not sure if that's her debut or whatever, but I wasn't sure, because they make so many things up in adaptations. I wasn't sure if maybe she was like a completely new character, but no, she is part of the lore, and she was an Agatha Christie creation. So all right, that's great. But I wasn't sure if she kind of fit in this movie, and I love Tina Fey. But the other thing that struck me about her being cast is her character on Only Murders in the Building, which the character has been in all 3 seasons of that, is a podcaster about murders, and so here she is a crime novelist who writes about murders. So it just seemed a little bit like too similar to me. I'm not sure if Branagh saw her in Only Murders in the Building and was like, oh, she might be a good, assistant or whatever for Poirot's character, or, buddies. I didn't find that to be the case. I thought it was a little too similar, and I'm not sure that she fit in the role. But I love her, and I like this character, and obviously if they continue doing these movies, she will be back, because I think from what I read, she was in like 4 or 5 of the books. So I'm not sure which one they're focusing on next or whatever. But listen, I could watch one of these movies every year, I think, just like the Knives Out series that is new, not adapted from anything, but Rian Johnson does such a great job with those. I could take one of those with the Daniel Craig character as the detective. I could take one of those once a year for sure, if it's a good mystery. And Agatha Christie obviously has no shortage of books that they can keep adapting. So as long as Kenneth Branagh wants to do this, I say go for it. This was another enjoyable one. A few negatives, but for the most part, I think this returns to form. If you enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express, like I did. Second one is fine. I gave Death on the Nile a C+, but this one brings it back up a little bit. I will leave A Haunting in Venice with a B. All right, thanks so much for watching Dan Reviews It, and we'll see you next time. Bye.